Welcome to Daily Devo. My name is Diana, and today we are talking about not provoking one another. Have you ever noticed how most siblings often have moments where one sibling will try to provoke the other into something? Right? Whether that is strategically pushing the buttons of the other, or intentionally frustrating them, or even enticing them into something wrong. You see it in little ways. When one sibling will take the toy of the other on purpose, or maybe when one sibling tries to talk the other into coloring on the wall, though they know it's wrong. We tend to understand this general idea of provoking. And today's verse in Galatians 5:26 says this. It says, "Let us not become conceited, provoking and envying each other." In this section of scripture, Paul is talking about the difference between life in the spirit and life in the flesh. Life lived God's way with God's help compared to life lived any other way. And the verse before this one says, "Since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit." And then it ends with our today's verse, our warning that says, "Don't become conceited, provoking and envying each other." So Paul's reminding us, those of us who've chosen to accept the generous gift of grace that Jesus offered, those of us who are following him with his help, he's saying, hey, don't become proud. Don't become so self-focused or conceited. And don't provoke one another, and don't envy one another like siblings do. So provoke, what does it mean? It means to prod, to poke, to entice. It's kind of like dangling a tempting carrot in front of a hungry rabbit. Let's not provoke one another to thoughts and actions that are outside of the ways of Christ or the values of Christ. And he's saying, hey, don't envy one another. Don't desire or long for or crave intensely or to imagine from one another. Oftentimes, when we start thinking mostly about ourselves, it becomes all too easy to either envy other people or provoke them. What's your tendency? Are you someone who tends to provoke or envy? I want to invite each of us to take an honest inventory this morning. Are we provoking each other or envying each other today? Galatians, it reminds us there is a better way. Life in the Spirit, in step with the Spirit. So as we think about how to do life with one another, let's not provoke each other or envy each other. We'll see you next time.